y'all? Welcome back to the Players Club podcast, VGU.TV's premier video game podcast. I'm one of the hosts, Emmett Watkins Jr., also known as DJ Spun61, and I'm here joined today once again by Allan Muir. What's up, homie?
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. I love that. I don't know if listeners have noticed. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but in every description I put for every episode of this podcast, literally the first line is "What's up, Playa," which is a reference to the original Saints Row.
Yeah, Julius.
Yeah, that's Julius right there. Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna just do that every episode and have that be a little treat for the people who read and click the links in the descriptions and stuff. So yeah, welcome back to the podcast, y'all. This week is gonna be a little bit interesting episode. Last week was definitely Sony PlayStation centric with our talk of dreams and all this stuff. This week, the special topic is going to be based around Microsoft. They released some, or I guess Phil Spencer himself showed off some new features that are going to be in the Xbox One, or I guess not Xbox One, Xbox Series X that's coming out later this year. And we got some opinions on them that we're going to share for the special segment. But before we get to that part, you know what it is. We got to talk about the games that we've been playing over the last few days. And actually, Al, you mind if I start this one off and talk about one of mine?
Sure.
Perfect. So we've both been playing a lot of games. Me specifically, I've talked about this on Twitter. You know, our Twitters are always in the description, so feel free to follow us there. I kind of went through a thing the other night. I wouldn't call it a breakdown or anything, but I just had an epiphany. I don't know what you call it, where I said, hey, I had this massive backlog, and in the there's this app called GG, which is basically just tracks all the games that you've played or are playing or will play. And I kept marking all the games on there, and I was like, wait, I'm putting a lot into the like we'll come back to pile. And then I look back at it. I have over 120 games in my started but didn't finish column. And I don't like that. So I decided I'm just going to delete every game on my system that I haven't started yet. And I'm just going to reinstall all these games that I've been wanting to come back to but just haven't made time for. And so that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been playing a lot of these games. Now, if I can go back to that tweet in which I said all of this from earlier this week. Oh boy. Well,
was Hue one of them?
Yes, Hue is one of them. Actually, I'll start off with Hue since that's one you brought up. Yeah, Hue is one of them. There's actually, here I found a list. I had a whole bunch of games in here. Now this is just like the first wave that will fit on my hard drive, and I got like other games on here that I started but haven't finished. But I got Dishonored 1 on here, Tower of Guns, Hellblade, Psychonauts, Trine 1 and 2 and 3 for that matter, Cluster Truck, Farpoint, Loco Roco Remastered, Everyone's Gone to the Rapture, Celeste, Legend of K, Guacamelee 2, Max Payne, Super Hot VR, Comet Crash 2, and Pickle 2. And a lot of these games I got really deep in, and for whatever reason just dropped it and went on to something else. And one of the games that I picked back up, actually what you said right there, is Hue. Hue is it's an independent puzzle game, which, you know, sounds like every other description for every other indie game in the world. But its cool mechanic is that it uses colors to kind of change the environment. So you'll have different parts of the environment, different blocks, different like lasers and paint things that will have certain colors, but you can change the color of the environment. And if you match the color of the environment to the color of an item in the environment, then that item will disappear. It'll go away because it's blending in with the background color. And it leads to some really cool puzzle mechanics where you're dodging lasers by switching colors, and then the laser no longer exists, or you're trying to push a box and the box is going to squish you, but if you change colors in time, the box doesn't exist. And then other little mechanics like that. I started the game, Lord, I don't know when I actually bought it. I want to say it was a PlayStation Plus game, but it also feels like the type of game that hook, that mechanic, is just interesting to me. So I can believe that I probably spent a few bucks on it on sale. It's a really cool game, and I played a whole lot of it back when it first came out. I actually dropped it within the last I want to say maybe 5 levels, which is kind of shameful. I was so close that I really should have just powered through it, but I'm back on it now. I've gotten through like 2 or 3 more puzzles. And here at the end, the puzzles are getting way more intricate. It's actually sometimes kind of annoying, but I'm not complaining. But yeah, the puzzles are getting more complex, which is why it's taking longer to defeat or to complete one puzzle. But it's really good. It has that like very, I want to say lo-fi, like it's a lot of classical piano music and stuff in the background, and in between each section you'll pick up a note from your mother who's gone missing, and it's just like a monologue from her of different things relating to color and different concepts and ideas that we have about color as society. It's just like an interesting thing. It's narratively, it's not like gonna win an award or anything. Gameplay wise, it has a very cool hook, but at the end of the day, it is still just a puzzle platformer. And I enjoy it. It's a very solid game. If you find it on sale, it's definitely worth picking up. And I'd also say, I mean, the main reason I'm playing this game, yes, it's on PS4, but I played it on Vita. Actually, I think I played most of it on Vita, and it does have cross save. So if you got a Vita, good way to dust it off. I actually, on a slightly personal note, my mom had a colonoscopy earlier this week, which isn't anything serious, just a checkup, and they didn't find anything, thankfully. But I was taking her to the hospital for this, or I guess just doctor's office for it, and in the waiting room, this is what I did. I was just making my way through it, and it actually got hard to the point where I was trying to look up walkthroughs, but eventually I got through it on my own. So yeah, I'm close to the end of that, so I'll probably finish that probably within the next few weeks, definitely before Doom comes out, which is my goal for a lot of these. So yeah, Hue, awesome game, definitely worth a shot. So yeah, I don't know, did you have anything to say about Hue before we go on to your next game?
Hue is one of those games where I've seen a lot of stuff about it, but my backlog is so much so like it's just so flooded,
I feel you.
and it doesn't help that in the past, like today I bought, or in the past 5-10 minutes I bought on the Epic Game Store. I bought uh, Celeste.
Mm.
I
Celeste is a
bought
good game.
Journey because I've never played it.
Wow, that's a good one to start.
And earlier today, based on Graydon's recommendation, I bought What Remains of Edith Finch.
Ooh, you're just looking for some emotional turmoil with all 3 of those games. Jesus.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I kind of need something to fill the void of Life is Strange.
okay, okay, I can give you that. Those definitely. You won't get like the teen drama feeling from most of those games, but you will get that emotional gut punch that the ending of Life is Strange is infamous for. So you're definitely getting something close to that. Yeah, that those games are gonna be great. But yeah, I think Hugh, like I said, if you're looking for something to fill that emotional hole that Life is Strange has left, you probably won't find that in Hugh. But if you ever do get in the mood for a really relaxed, really chill puzzle game, or puzzle platforming game, it's definitely solid. And I don't know if you even still keep track of your Vita, but it's really good for that if you do.
Oh no, I have my Vita is sort of thing that I've been like whenever I head to bed at night.
Hmm.
I have like my iPad set up to play videos, and I'm just playing whatever I have on my Vita. So
Wow. Damn, I respect the hustle. We stand Vita here on the Players Club podcast. Hell yeah, man. Awesome. So yeah, Hugh's a great game, man. People should try it. It's definitely available out there cheap. I'm sure you can get it for like pennies on the dollar on Steam if you wanted to, but I think it's a good mobile game. So yeah, shout out to them. So yeah, that's all I got to say about Hugh. So how is it going on your side of the track, gameplay wise? What you been up to?
so last week I mentioned that I was going through a quarter life crisis, and that I fell back. I just did a Halo jump basically into Pokemon again for the first time in over a decade.
Yep, as one does.
And when I talked about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu last week, I was only like 20 minutes, half hour in. Now I'm now 7+ hours in,
Damn, you're really deep in there now. Jeez.
and
So
and
yeah.
I've only gotten 3 badges.
Hey man, you got plenty of hours ahead of you. That just means there's more fun ahead. So I mean, is it still hitting
Oh
that nostalgia button?
yeah, I'm loving it.
Hell yeah, man. It's
And
dope. Mm-hmm.
I ran into a little problem or a couple problems. Not gameplay, not like tech wise. More me.
Hmm. How
So
so?
I was in Cerulean City and I encountered a trainer with with a Charizard or Charmander,
Mm-hmm.
and the person said you like the trainer wanted to find a good home for his Charmander because he couldn't care for it.
Damn, that's sad.
Well, he wanted it to be with a better trainer that would treat it better.
Okay, that's actually pretty heartwarming.
And then, but there was a catch. You
Mm-hmm.
have to. I will only. You basically just said the whole gist of it is, I will give you the Charmander only if you have caught 50 Pokemon.
Wow. So basically, once you're in animal shelter, I'll give you another animal.
Yeah, so I just said fuck, and went back, and then I discovered I walked into a random house, and there's a Bulbasaur there,
Hmm.
and that's and the Bulbasaur had been through some rough stuff, and the woman who was, or the character, or the NPC who was treating the abandoned Pokemon
Yeah.
said, "I I really want to find this Bulbasaur a good home. Hey, would you want it?
Huh.
And then, but you have to have caught 30 Pokemon.
Oh wow. These are like the mainstays of the series. Like they're locking them behind like catching other Pokemon.
Yeah, then I got to Vermilion City, where I encountered Officer Jenny,
Okay. Yeah, Forrest
who
Gump's wife.
who who was who had a Squirtle next to her.
Hmm.
I think you could probably tell where this is going.
Oh boy. And I bet it's like what, catch 20 Pokemon or something?
60.
60. Jesus. Good God, they don't play around.
And I just immediately thought, well, it looks like I'm never getting these ones.
Damn, so that's just an L for all
No,
Pokemon.
you'd think so, but what the whole gist, or what the whole thing about Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee and Pikachu, is instead of combat being the grinding system, it's catching Pokemon that's a grinding system.
Huh.
So what this means is you can catch multiple, like the same type of Pokemon over and over, and it'll count towards, say like, for example, I captured about 20 Drowsies,
Mm-hmm.
which are the tapier Pokemon that look like they're covered in crap.
Yeah, I get the ones you're talking about.
And so I just bought a whole bunch of lures, which, as the name implies, makes Pokemon, like draws Pokemon out of the wild, or
Mm-hmm.
makes them visible so you can catch them.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And I never thought I'd say this, but Pokemon Let's Go's method, like their system of catching Pokemon,
Hmm.
is I prefer that to the classic games.
Really? Okay, that might be controversial.
Well, the main thing with Let's Go versus like Pokemon Leaf Green, Emerald, X and Y, there was no, you had to hurt the Pokemon, you had to get it to like a red or yellow bar of health,
Yeah.
catch it, and then you have to take it all the way back to the Poke Center to heal the Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Sounds, huh. Well, I'm actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'm not exactly sure how they do it in the original games, but
That's what I just said is how they
oh, sorry, I got it switched. My bad.
the way it's the way they do things in Pokemon Let's Go is there's a it's sort of timing based.
Mm-hmm.
So the Pokemon is there in front of you, or like you're facing the Pokemon, and there's a circle that's going, like, getting bigger and smaller.
Oh, kind of like Pokemon Go, just a little bit like that.
Yeah, and you throw the Pokemon, or you for me at least, you press the button to throw the Pokeball, and depending on the timing, there's nice, great, or excellent.
Hmm. So they kind of like give you a star rating.
Well, it's sort of a star rating that, depending on which one you get, like the better you get, the better the XP you get for the rest of your Pokemon in the party.
Yeah. Huh. Actually, that sounds like a more skill-based way of doing it, maybe. Not sure if that's like what they're going for, but
Well, it's a better sense of feedback towards or compared to what came before,
hmm
where where you throw a Pokeball and you were just I think there if I'm remembering correctly, you'd have to you would hold down and B
yeah.
like on the Game Boy Advance games,
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
and that was the unofficial thing. Like you have to find the cool kid who played Pokemon at at its height to
Oh
have like
boy.
say, "Hey, how do I do this?" And they say, and you'd have to give them your lunch money or something.
Here's my fruit roll up. Please tell me your secrets. I know that grind. Okay. So you say you're preferring the new way over the old way. What exactly is it about it? Is it that it's more, I guess, more active system, like a more skill based system, or is it something else entirely?
More of the skill based, timing based,
Hmm.
and there is one kind of gripe I got against it.
Uh oh. Here we go.
So I caught a few Pidgeotos and a Furo,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll you have to use the motion sensor
Oh, okay. It's
on
one of those.
for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to rotate you have to rotate the whole 3DS, not 3DS Switch,
Mm-hmm.
and have it timed correctly. Like because if you throw it, like if your line of sight is a little bit off, the Pokeball will miss. Like you'll throw it. It'll look like if you like when you think about it, it should hit them, but it'll
And
just
then
go underneath
completely miss.
it'll go underneath their feet or a little bit to the side.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to troll just a little bit. Maybe not the actual intention, but it definitely comes out like that, or comes off like that. I mean.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and something I remember reading from Josh's review of the game was the inclusion of many characters from from the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
So Brock, Misty,
Hey, Brock's the one I knew last week. I know that.
yeah, the guy who chooses not to use his eyes,
Yeah. He's just, he's doing a no eye speed run of life.
and he is the thirstiest man on earth.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I don't know if this is the case, but I feel like that's when the name Brock got stereotyped as a thirst person. Yeah, man. Homeboy was always looking for the drip. But in
Yeah,
any case, yeah.
I remember putting a tweeting out that like just a daily reminder that you're not as thirsty as Brock.
That's a reminder I need because some of my tweets in the middle of the night are wild. But certainly, shout out to Jack Harlow, by the way.
So I'm looking. I just while you were talking, I went to Urban
hmm
Dictionary and typed in Brock.
Oh boy, I hopefully it shows exactly what we're talking about.
It's actually the complete opposite,
Well, I'll be damned. Is Brock like a nice guy?
basically.
Well, who would have thought? I feel, I feel Urban Dictionary is kind of off because actually, I'm about to do this real quick. I'm gonna search my name because so many times I've typed in my name and because I remember it not being a characteristic thing. It was like the third one down. Huh. Okay. Shit. Okay. They're all just like nice things about whatever name you type in Urban Dictionary. That's the thing that I've noticed. And I feel like that's because people edit these things because it's like it's Urban Dictionary, so it's kind of like Wikipedia. Anybody can edit it. So like journalistic integrity. So people are just like, "Oh, that's my name. I'm going to make it say something nice." Like literally the first definition for Emmett is an amazing guy. He's the type to keep a smile on your face even when he's not around. He's the best thing that could happen to you. He's the best thing that happened to me. I love Emmett. Emmett is a miracle. And I'm like, okay, of course.
So
So yeah,
I did the same thing. I just typed in Allan.
tell me the first thing is like something nice.
Yeah, and the like the like the way it's used. Like if you know how after they have the first stuff, like the actual definition,
Mm-hmm.
they have like some like example text.
Yeah.
The
Oh
This one says, "Allan, look at what I drew." Shows a retarded picture of Sonic the Hedgehog transformed to a frog.
God. Wow. I just typed it up.
My God.
Oh my god. This is the gotta go fast me.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest shit in the world. But it makes sense. Look who made the definition though, by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
With like 4 emojis after it. Oh my god. Yeah, man. It's Urban Dictionary. If you want to feel really good about yourself, look up your name in Urban Dictionary, and there's someone who's edited it to make it say nice things. So, shout out to that. But yeah. So, in any case, Pokemon is definitely still treating you well, right?
Yeah, it's gone to a point where I'm now constantly watching the clip from the end of Bye Bye Butterfree, just to see if I still have emotions left.
Left. God, you're only like what, quarter way through life. Hopefully, you got a whole lot of emotion left. But geez, Lord, yeah. Well, at least you're having fun, man. That nostalgia is definitely hitting different. Awesome, man. And from there, we're gonna go ahead and I guess I'll go ahead and bounce off to the next game I've been playing this week. This week, like I said, I've been playing a lot of old games that I haven't gotten a chance to beat. And this one is definitely, like, I had positive things to say about Hue because Hue is good. This other game is great, and I I forgot how great it is. That game is Platinum's Transformers Devastation. Whew, man, I totally forgot how great this game was. And I feel so guilty. It took me so long to come back around to this game. This was free on PlayStation Plus. I think the game came out 2014, so it might have been free 2015. And it was a very early in this generation game because it came out on PS3 as well. It's just a lot of fun. Like, I don't know how else to say it. So for most of you listeners out there, hopefully you guys are probably familiar with I was about to say Sonic the Hedgehog because I still have this meme up. For a lot of you guys are probably familiar with Platinum Games. They're the creators of Bayonetta. They've also done Vanquish. They've also done what other games have they done? Wonderful 101, which is about to get a re-release soon. And some other action games. And from games like Bayonetta especially, they are known for doing that Devil May Cry style combat where, you know, you're locking on to enemies, getting off crazy stylish combos that are just really flashy and bombastic, and, you know, hitting a really nice dodge. Oh yeah, Platinum also developed Nier Automata, which is like one of my favorite games of all time. So shout out to that.
They
Yeah.
also
Mhm.
they did Vanquish, they did Bayonetta,
Yeah, I know they've done a lot more than that, but my mind's just blanking. Besides Nier, I guess. They've also done.
and
Oh, they just said Astral Chain.
also Kamiya was the director, if I'm not mistaken, of Resident Evil 2.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Like the one that came out last year?
No, the one that came out over 20 years ago.
Okay. I was about to say. Still, that's really cool. Wow, people over there have had their hands in a lot of stuff.
And they sort of revealed what the third wonderful or beautiful game is.
Yeah. Platinum's developing. They teased that they got 4 things to show off and to announce in the next few days, and they've announced their third, and it seems like, well, they've announced their second, and it seems like it is what you're saying, another game in the, I guess, what, Beautiful Joe and Wonderful 101. Those are like, is that the trilogy? Those 2 games, and then whatever this new thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what, Project GG is what it's called. So, I mean, we don't know that much about it. You guys can go look up trailers for it. There's a teaser trailer for it that doesn't really give any solid info, but it looks interesting. I trust Platinum with most things. So, I mean, after how much I love Nier and how much I'm loving Transformers right now, I definitely know that they're gonna make a good game no matter what it is. So, or maybe not no matter what, but I trust them more often than not to deliver something classic. But in any case, speaking of classics, yeah, go ahead.
Hate to cut you off.
Oh, please go ahead. It's fine.
So prior to Transformers Devastation, they had put out Bayonetta 2 and Legend of Korra.
Yes. That
And
is correct.
immediately after this, they put out 2 Star Fox games, Zero and
Yeah.
Guard.
Yeah, that
And
was yeah.
then TMNT Mutants in Manhattan.
Yeah, they had a interesting section of time there. There was a time, especially when it was like what Bayonetta 2 and Legend of Korra, like right after each other. Um, it was an era in which a lot of people were questioning: is Platinum a great studio or a could be great studio? Because their consistency was falling a little bit off. Because as we know, Legend of Korra wasn't that well regarded by critics and fans. Same thing for the Ninja Turtles game, which I heard that game was kind of faltering for a lot of critics and a lot of fans as well. I don't even think you can buy that game anymore. I think got delisted after a while, just because it was a licensed game, and it seemed like one of those games they were trying to just capitalize on the license before it got revoked. But in
Yeah,
any, yeah,
it was the last Nickelodeon game published by Activision.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, very, very strange that was that even came out at all, to such a short shelf life. But hey, that's Activision. That's how it be. But in any case, I think Transformers Devastation is one of the better games in that relationship, or I shouldn't say in that relationship, in that string of games that Platinum has made. It just is based off of the, I guess, 80s. Is it 80s or 90s cartoon? I want
Uh,
to say, yeah,
well, there's been with Transformers Devastation.
yeah. Devastation. I'm gonna look this up real quick. I'm almost certain it's like an early 90s cartoon originally, but I very well could be wrong. Yeah, I'm probably wrong. La la. Yeah, it doesn't even say so in the thing.
Okay, it's inspired by the original '80s TV series,
80s. That's it.
and inspired by or has elements from the IDW comic series.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense too.
And the
Yeah.
writer,
Mm-hmm.
or the story of the game was written by a former Transformers comic writer and editor.
Oh wow, this is, they really took their time with this game, or like took care with it. And you can definitely tell. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not playing this game so much for the narrative, but
Gameplay,
just yeah, gameplay, dude.
because
Gameplay.
if there's one thing that Platinum knows, it's how to make good gameplay.
Oh yeah, they do, dude. And this game, it's so great in so many different ways, because not only does every single, like, you can play as pretty much all of the Autobots, I believe, or at least most of the Autobots. Of course, you got your Optimus Prime, you got your Bumblebee, you got the whole Autobot cast there. Like
Sideswipe and
five,
Scrapper.
yeah, Sideswipe, Scrapper. You got a lot of them there. I think 5 playable characters in total. Of course, this isn't like Lego where you have a squad of them and you can switch it well. This is they got kind of like a hub area in their ship, and then you can choose whatever transformer you want. But it's not that they have different movesets on their own. It's that you can customize the moveset of every transformer to whatever degree you want. So it's kind of a loot game where there's like random items dropping everywhere, random weapons. They got different swords and rocket fists and rocket launchers and pistols and guns and machine guns and hammers and all this stuff that you can equip. There'll be different rarities that do different damages, sometimes have different skills attached. And no matter what you're choosing, in the case of the hammer, I never really liked the hammers because it always has that delay before you get the hit. And it is going to have more damage, but I just always want something that's more speed focused. Those are always fun to use. And the thing I love about Platinum games, and some other games have taken this mechanic, pardon me, some other games have taken this mechanic and have, iterated upon it and done cooler stuff with it. Something that originally popped up in Bayonetta is when you dodge at the exact right time before a hit, it goes into slow motion for a moment. And dude, that is like the most genius idea. I don't know who thought of that, and it's something that was in Nier Automata too. Another reason I like that game so much. It evens the playing field so much because you'll be dodging these enemy attacks, and without slowing it down, it's really hard to dodge all the incoming missiles, all the incoming electric attacks, and just like the combos that these guys are swinging on you. But the window for dodging for a perfect for a perfect slow motion dodge, that window is open just wide enough to where it's easy to hit it. And I'm playing a normal difficulty. It might change in harder difficulties, but I'm having a blast just going straight up to the fate, straight up to every enemy's face and just wailing on them until you hear that little ting right before they swing. And then you can dodge out of the way. Now it's slow motion. You're right behind their back, and you can just get a really good combo in before they're able to recover from it. And that's just the loop of the game, man. And of course, it's Transformers. You can transform into a car. In the case of Megatron, which is what I've been playing recently, he transforms into a semi. I think Bumblebee transforms to a little car, like a Civic looking type car, very small. And they all transform into their appropriate vehicles. That's all fun. And there's actually some levels where it plays kind of like a racing game, which is weird to say, where you'll transform, which is literally just done by holding the dodge button. You'll transform, you'll be a truck, and you can just run into enemies. That'll do damage. They'll knock them out the way. And there's actually a really powerful attack you can do that actually breaks shields. Is if you're driving, you hit one of the attack buttons while facing an enemy, you'll kind of just like ram into them as you're transforming back into a robot. So that's really cool. And of course, like I said, it's more than just a melee combat. You can use any of these guns. You can aim with I think it's L2 at any moment and just pop off a couple shots in the middle of combat. Really intuitive controls, really satisfying gameplay, satisfying combat, and the upgrade system is really good. And like I said, it's a loot game in a little bit because you're picking up these random weapons that drop, but you can also, like I said, go to that hub world, which is your, not hub world, I'd say it's more of just like a home base. And then you can upgrade all those weapons. You can fuse weapons that you pick up into other weapons to make them stronger. You can equip like perks, which I guess they call them chips or something in the game. I forget the specific name for it, but you can like go into your lab and research different chips to put onto your transformer to give them like bonus side effects, like, oh, their health can regenerate over time now, or they'll regenerate ammo for their guns over time now. Little different things like that. It's just like, it's a game that's not just fun, but it's actually very deep, considering that this is going to sound derogatory, but I mean it in a good way. Or, nah, I mean it in a derogatory way, but I'm going to come back around. For a game that's just a Transformers game, this is like a very deep combat game with some deep gameplay and deep progression systems, and you're leveling up. There's a like XP bar in the game as well. You're leveling up your skills over time just by playing the game as well. So it's very deep. Plenty of side missions, plenty of combat challenges. Come back on higher difficulties with different bots and with different gear. There's a lot of possibilities in this game, and considering it is honestly just like some Activision cash in for a Transformers license, it's amazing. It really is really, really good. And I know a lot of people consider this one of their like lesser titles. Dude, this is like right up there on the tier with Nier Automata. I actually feel like this game kind of has a lot of the elements that are in Nier Automata, just presented differently. Because Nier is another game where there's a lot of different weapons, a lot of upgrading your character, a lot of assigning skills to different things, a lot of stuff in there. So yeah, it's just a great game, man. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a great game. If you claimed it on PlayStation Plus all those years ago when it was free, definitely pick it up now. This is one of those games I also see whenever GameStop has one of their like buy 4 get 1 free with their used games or any deal like that. This is one that's often in that under $10 range, so you can get it as one of your free games for those promotions. It's awesome, man. Shout out to Platinum.
It does not help that it got delisted.
Oh, it got delisted digitally?
Yeah.
Fuck. I guess that makes sense, because if Nickelodeon lost their if Nickelodeon had Ninja Turtles, I feel like Nickelodeon is kind of involved with the Transformers license as well, since that's also a Hasbro thing. So, damn, that really sucks, man. This game's great. Yeah, I guess physical is the only way you can acquire it now, but it got delisted during the generation at which it was released. That really sucks. But and yeah,
the only chance, like it's $20 on on GameStop. It's in like the $30 area on Amazon.
Yeah, but it's not even that cheap at GameStop like I thought it would be. Jesus. Well,
Did you ever play the Rise of the Darkspark game?
Is that the one where it's more gritty and based off of like the movies, where it's like third person shooters almost?
Yeah, I think it.
Let me see. Rise of the Allspark
No,
Transformers.
Darkspark.
Oh, Rise of the Darkspark. Okay. I might have played this one. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't played this one. Yeah. This one, is this one delisted? Yeah, this is one of those. This is another game where whenever they have those GameStop promotions where it's like buy one, get one free or whatever, this is one that I always have my eyes on because it just looks like not the greatest game, but it looks fun. But it's $30 pre-owned, so I don't know about that, Chief.
It's what it's over. It's like double that on Amazon as well.
God, there's no reason.
The cheapest way to get the game is either PS3 or Wii U.
Oh God. Well, still got my PS3 hooked up, so maybe one day. Oh, and they're actually having a tax sale. Maybe I should keep my money, so I'm just gonna chill on that for now. But yeah, it's a shame that a lot of these Transformers games got delisted and stuff due to just back market deals falling through. Because a lot of these I heard were solid when they came out. So,
Dude, the Cybertron games.
yeah, War for Cybertron and the other one.
Yeah, there used to be a running joke when back in like 5-6 years ago, or longer, like 2013, between 2013 and 2015. Whenever it was me, Matt Mobley, Josh Mobley, and like Transformers would be brought up, like the Cybertron games,
Yeah.
we would always say spoilers after everything. Josh would after if Josh just said one word, and we just say spoilers because during the Game of the Year podcast or Game of the Year roundtable, he went on a big thing about how like the opening of the first Cybertron game is Optimus holding Bumblebee's dead body.
Shit. Oh. Well then, I guess that's why.
No, it was just to get to be a dick to him.
Oh. You willikers. Well, still, I mean, I remember those games being, talked about very highly for not just being, really good gameplay and everything, but it just had like decent stories that were like pretty engaging as well. Yeah, man. I guess I just looked it up. A lot of those Cybertron games are $15 during this tax sale, and it's buy two get two free. So shoot.
On GameStop.
Yeah, GameStop.
Oh man, I know what I'm doing now.
Increase that backlog thanks to us. Oh boy. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Transformers Devastation. Much like Hue, I'm near the end of that one. This is the same case for Transformers Devastation. I'm literally on the final chapter. I could probably wrap up that final chapter, if not tonight, definitely sometime this week. I'll definitely have this done before Doom, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. But yeah, this game, it's a lot of fun, and it's just really easy to play because these action combat games are kind of my bread and butter. And well, I guess shooters are more my bread and butter, but it's definitely hitting the spot nonetheless. So yeah.
Speaking of shooters,
ooh, here we go. So tell me about this other one. I want to see how you've been going with this one.
okay, so listeners, last week Emmett brought up Metro Exodus,
Indeed, I did.
and that planted what I call a info seed in my head.
Info seed is not the greatest phrase, but I'll take it.
Well, I mean, there wasn't any. I couldn't think of anything on the fly. It was
True. It's fine. I'll be an info seed if need be.
how about this info bug?
Info bug. All right, I'll take that. That's a little better. Not dropping no seeds in anybody.
Unless they want.
Well, yeah, they got to consent first.
Rape is bad.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
So I downloaded Exodus from Steam, and I'm not even sure if it's still on Steam.
Oh, it's still on there.
You can still buy the game on there?
Yeah, you can still, because before the game came out, like a month before it came out, that's when they took it off of Steam for pre-orders. But if you pre-ordered it before that, you have the game, and it just re-released after the exclusivity period. So yeah, it's
Oh,
on Steam now.
I must have had it. I think I pre-ordered it when it first, like, before it went on Epic.
Yeah, it's definitely like I remember seeing it sold actually pretty well despite the exclusive period on Epic Game Store. So yeah, you can pick it up on Steam now if you want to.
So I downloaded the game, or I installed the game on my PC, and man, that game is horrible on Steam.
Now, if I didn't know you were going to say that already, I definitely would have thought the other way. Because that sentence structure just made it seem like, oh man, this is great.
I mean, there was a lot of lag.
Oh, crap. Don't call me right now. Wow. Hey, we got a guest cameo from Kendrick Lamar. Tell us how you feel, Kit. No, I'm kidding. That was my phone. Sorry about that. I'll see what she wants in text message, but continue on.
No, that's fine. I was just in a humble earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Very, very appropriate for the vibe of the room then.
So there's lag, there's hitching, and I thought to myself, there's got to be a better way. So I decided to. Actually, I kind of what originally happened was I was listening to my Tales from the Borderlands playlist on Spotify,
Okay.
which got me wanting to like. And I then looked on. I was watching a Tales from the Borderlands video on my Roku, and the video that played right after was an homage Easter egg to Telltale.
Oh, that's nice.
From Borderlands 3,
Yeah.
where Reese asks you a question, and depending on whatever you say, it's like one of the thing, like a bubble will come up saying, "Reese will remember that."
That's pretty, I guess, right on point for the nostalgia there.
And I decided, hey, I think I'm gonna try playing Borderlands 3 again. Right as I did that, I decided, hey, I'm gonna see how it is on my Xbox, because I never played it on my Xbox. I played it on PC.
Yeah. Was it better there?
That's the thing. I never got the chance, because I then decided to install a whole bunch of games on both my PC and my Xbox.
Sounds like you went through a similar phase that I did.
Yeah, so I installed The Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Edition on my PC. I installed some Assassin's Creed games on my Xbox One X. And as I put, I don't know if you saw the staff chat or the group chat on Facebook.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Every time I seem to turn on, because I'm playing my Xbox less and less due to my sight issues.
Mm-hmm.
I've my bad timing has basically led to every time I turn the Xbox on, it has to go through an update.
Shit. That's probably annoying.
Yeah, I put in the chat. This Xbox, my Xbox is starting to become more and more like a PSP.
Damn. What, with all the updates?
Yeah, remember the joke in like 10, 15, like over 15 years
Oh.
ago? Like, there has to be, like, every time. There was a Game Scoop. There was an animated one, too, or it was one of Greg Miller's rants, back when he used to do the rants.
Yeah. Just Firmware City?
Yeah.
Good
So
God.
I noticed that I had about 25 game updates as well, like, once I finally got the system up and running. And I originally, like, I went from Borderlands 3 to Fallout 76 to Call of Duty Black Ops 3 to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare
Jesus.
to thinking about Gears 5, but decided not yet.
Ooh. All
I'm
right.
not done with 4 yet. I have to finish that.
Okay. Hopefully you can run through that pretty fast.
So, and then I noticed, I figured, hey, it's been a while since I played Metro Exodus on
Mm-hmm.
a stable platform that can actually run it, unlike my PC, which makes, I actually know this just popped in my head.
Yeah.
Metro Exodus on PC is basically what Crisis was back in 2007.
Yeah. Low key. We just can barely run on anybody's systems.
Yeah, I mean, there are still games out there that are sort of befuddling.
Good SAT word.
Like like Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey.
Wait, really? Assassin's Creed Origins doesn't, or Odyssey and Origins don't run that well on PC?
or mine at least.
Oh, well, I'm
Mine
glad.
can only
Yeah.
mine can only run at like 50, 52 frames per second.
Oh, okay. That's not horrible, but definitely you probably want either 60 frames or nothing at that point.
Yeah, the only option is either 30 or 45.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah, kind of glad I didn't, because when before Stadia came out, Google was doing that test with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and if you participated for at least an hour worth of gameplay, they'd give you that game for free. And I only played for 40 minutes, so now I'm not that sad about it anymore because it sounds like it wouldn't have run that well on my system. But hey, I got it on PlayStation anyway, so I still have to get around to it.
Yeah, so I finally got around to as soon as I waited for the update for I have I think two external hard drives connected to my Xbox One, and one of them I have different nicknames for them, like system nicknames.
Hmm.
One is Green Man.
Man,
I don't
like
know why I gave it that.
probably based off of the Steam key seller site. I don't know if you ever heard of Green Man Gaming.
Oh no, yeah. VGU used to have a the GamerCast used to have a advertising thing.
Oh wow, wow, they've been around a long time then. Jesus.
Yeah, I think Green Man Gaming is. I know what. No, it wasn't. I was thinking of the place where I got the deal where I got Aliens Colonial Marines for like $45.
That sounds like such a steal, but oh man. R.I.P. to
Yeah,
that
that
game.
both to the actual developer of Aliens Colonial Marines, and that site where I got the key.
Boy, that's that's a shithole.
But where was I?
So you decided to go ahead and boot up Metro on console to see how it
Yeah.
would run.
So I start the game, or I'm at the main menu, and notice that there's a continue option.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Did it go ahead?
apparently I had misremembered what platform I actually played the game on, because I have these are most likely false memories or altered by me memories of me sitting at my sitting staring at my computer playing Metro.
You actually started it on Xbox.
Yeah, so I don't know about if you're one of those if you're one of these type of gamers, but if I don't play a certain game after a while and I go back to it, I have to restart the whole thing just to get a better feel for it.
Yeah, it's been a particularly long time. Yeah, I'm definitely like that.
So I restart the game, and it looks phenomenal.
I'll be damned. Suddenly everything's just clicking.
And I will say this: I'm glad that there aren't any bugs like that as much, like there aren't many bugs with the Xbox One or the console versions than the PC
Mm-hmm.
version.
Oh god, that'd be a nightmare. Especially can't restart and stuff.
Dude, when I was playing on PC, there was it once I got into the back once you get back into the metro at right in the first after you fight the
Like the big fish thing?
no the right at the beginning, the first 5-6 minutes of the game.
Oh, like in that little abandoned subway tunnel.
Yeah,
Yeah, is
when
that
I
loading? Go ahead, go ahead.
when I got back to the when you wake up in the infirmary,
Mm-hmm.
it sounded like there was a ragdoll body
Was it
that
like
was
glitched out on like the environment or something?
yeah, like the sound it would make
Oh
was
god,
just
I know
on a
that
loop.
sound.
And
God.
then when RTM wakes up, he as you're just exploring the area in first person, there was a
Mhm.
weird demon hand thing.
Jesus. Was it just like sticking out of the floor?
No, it was sticking out. It was sticking out of where RDM's left hand should be.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell happened?
So your Xbox copy just got glitched out. It
No, my PC version.
PC version got glitched. Oh. Okay. I'm starting to put this all together how this happened.
So
Jeez.
I restart the game on my PC, hoping that doesn't this is it, the whole thing doesn't happen again. It happens
Yeah.
again.
God. Some luck.
Yeah, and It was right after that. Or it was after I started playing on Xbox like an hour and a half ago
Mm-hmm.
that I
Everything
decided
start. Yeah.
I'll uninstall this on my PC.
There you go. Yeah. Screw PC game. Okay, I'm not even gonna make that joke.
As much as I want to be part of the PC Master Race,
They make it hard.
yeah. Also, I don't think me, a Jew, should be any part of any Master Race.
Great point. Oh man, that went right over my head. Oh my god. But yeah, you make a compelling point. God damn. Oh yeah. Well, in any case, how does it feel being part of the Russian race, considering you've been spelunking around in the metro for a little bit?
Yeah, well, the point I stopped at was right after the battle between the two trains,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I really like the design of Artyom's pop gun.
Oh, like the pneumatic rifle with the air pressure pellets.
Is that the pistol?
Oh no, that's the that's a different one. I think you actually get that later in the game. But the pistol with the little 3 rounds, yeah, that one's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, and I had like because I'm not as close to the screen to my TV as I wish. It just ruins any chance, like any element of stealth playing. And I was trying to go around the guards, and you know how you have the watch or the visibility gauge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everything
The
went
little.
okay, and
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I started to make as I started to make the U turn or the turn around, like past them, they turned around, started shooting, and I just mainly sprinted, started dashing my way through everything.
Jeez, she got intense real quick.
And I eventually got into a barricaded corner, and it was just shooting everyone I saw.
No, that is. Now, did you have enough ammo to keep doing that? Is the question.
That's the thing.
Oh, here we go.
I I didn't have any problems because I would shoot an enemy with my rifle
Mm-hmm.
and just save the pistol for anyone who I wanted to end.
Who I wanted to end. Probably a good call.
And yeah, I ended up just like punching out more people than I shot,
Hmm. Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm trying to play it as well.
and it got to a certain point where I knocked someone out, and then someone surrendered,
Mm.
so I punched them out and took their stuff.
Yes, that's how you play it. You don't have to kill them to take all their worth.
And the thing is, this happened on the train with the guys who were during the train battle.
Oh, really? Like in the moving train battle where you jump from train to train?
Is that the one in the beginning where when you first got the train?
Yeah, when you first get the train, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. That's really sad.
yeah. Like you know how when you first get on the train, you notice that you can take a left into a
Mm-hmm.
room where two soldiers are. Yeah, I punch one out, and the other one immediately puts his hands up. So I punched him, and he just died. I'm assuming he died because of the explosion.
Yeah, that sucks. Actually, I don't know if they actually died, but yeah, they definitely got roughed up. In any case, that's hilarious. Oh boy, talk about non-lethal. But yeah, so at this point, when you left off, are you in the big snowy environment yet, or are you still just
Yeah,
in that train level? Okay, you're there now. All right, good.
or I'm at the point I stopped at was where I had the option to either explore the train or go ahead with the mission.
Okay. Well, then I'm very excited for you to play after that point because I think one of the best parts of Metro Exodus that I kind of talked about last week is that it has a balance between those more traditional linear style missions. Like everything you've played up to that point is definitely that more traditional Metro experience. Where the place where you're at now is where it gets a little bit more open world and more explore at your own pace. So yeah, definitely. I'm definitely interested to see what you think about it after you play through the section you're at now, because that is where people either say, "Oh, I like this change," or "Oh, I hate this change." So I'm excited to see where you fall on it. Just make sure to use your binoculars when you're at a high place, because that will happen. I've noticed, because I've actually played more Metro Exodus 2 since last we've talked, and without spoiling it, it seems like every time you get into one of those high areas, or whenever you get into one of these open world areas, the story will take you to a place that just is a really tall building. So you'll have an excuse to take out your binoculars and mark everywhere on your map so you know where you're going. So I definitely recommend doing that whenever that time comes, and it will come. So yeah, shout out to Xbox Game Pass for putting all these cool games in front of us. So shout out to that. Any other thing to talk about when it comes to the world of Metro Exodus?
How I'm interested in that, in the, like I said, as I brought up last week, the Sam story DLC. Is that spoiler territory?
To talk about the DLC?
Or just like getting any info about the DLC?
I don't believe so. It doesn't talk about the fate of Artyom or his wife or any of like the main characters. It talks about a completely different side character.
Oh, so it's all standalone?
Yeah, it's all standalone. Sam's story is completely standalone. I don't know if the other DLC packs are standalone, but Sam's story definitely takes place in a different area. I actually think it's a prequel before this character met up with the rest of Artyom and one of the two. And I could say a little bit more about it. I know the voice of Sam is Steve Bloom, and they definitely get him a lot to say in that DLC, which is good for some people, bad for some others if they just want a quiet experience. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a more linear, more action-packed DLC. I saw literally one video review of it. I haven't seen anything else on it. But it looks like it's still fun if you enjoy the main game. So I guess now's the time to just figure out if you like the main game or not, to see if that would be up your alley. And it has some interesting stuff in there. You know, Metro is a Russian series, so it's a lot of Russian characters. So Sam's story is talking about a different nationality of character. And if you've played the game, you'll know what nationality Sam belongs to. One of the only ones in the whole franchise. But you'll see all that as you play. I haven't actually gotten to Sam yet. Hopefully that's coming up soon. But yeah, it's a pretty good game. I'll say if you do get around to the DLC, I think that'll be fun. But this, I really got to fall in love with a game to want to play its DLC as well. Because God, I got enough games to play, let alone come back for DLC for. So
yeah, I mean, I'm a little scared that I'm gonna do the same thing that happened last time, like fall away from it, because I've been having a real craving for the WWE 2K, fuck WWE 2K, the old SmackDown vs. Raw games for 360. To the point where I'm thinking about doing an LP of the Road to WrestleMania modes.
Oh, you really getting crazy then? Huh. That'd be interesting. Are those backwards compatible on Xbox One?
No, but I do. But I technically still have my second Elgato that I never I'm not using at all.
So that sounds like it'd be a perfect excuse to, huh?
Yeah.
Gee willikers, huh? Well, interesting. I say Metro is worth sticking it out right now, at least until you find out how you feel about that balance between linear and open world sections. And then from there, if you're not digging it, then hey, feel free to move on to whatever else you want to play. But speaking of, as we go ahead and transition on from that, speaking of whatever else we want to play, Xbox is ready to play ball with this new generation of consoles. And that's going to take us on to the, special topic of today. We're going to talk about this Xbox Series X news and kind of our reaction to it, what we're thinking about it. And just to give a little bit of a heads up of what this stuff is, we're just going to go through, the stock image that they provided. Xbox Series X is going to have 12 teraflops of power. It's going to have variable rate shading, hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing, and quick resume for multiple games, along with smart delivery. So, yeah.
And smart delivery may not mean what you think it means.
Exactly. It has a little bit of a different thing. So, I mean, I'm be honest, we're not going to go through this entire post because we could sit here, read every word, and just go really deep in this thing, but you got other podcasts for that maybe. So we're just, instead of reiterating what's already been said, we're just going to purely react to it. So
Can we,
have you, yeah.
can we talk about the immersion and instant section? Because I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yes, the immersion in the instant section. I think that's a good place to start since that's like the meat of it. So they're talking about SSD storage, which is going to mean faster load times for everything installed on the hard drive, and make stuff like, fast travel actually fast. Stuff like quick resume, which is their new feature, kind of a spin-off of what already exists on both PS4 and Xbox One, where you can quickly resume a game from a suspended state. But now it's more than just one game. You can do that with multiple games. Not giving the exact number quite yet, but I definitely like the sound of that feature. Dynamic latency input, which is basically trying to minimize the latency between the wireless controller and the console. So that's definitely going to be awesome, especially for multiplayer games, fighting games, I imagine, too. HDMI 2.1, which is just a new form of HDMI that's going to include some new technologies, such as auto low latency mode and variable refresh rate, which is going to be great for, new gaming experiences, and 120 frame support, which a lot of TVs don't even support 120 frames per second. So we'll see what happens in that realm, but I'm excited to see that be an option for developers, and hopefully it's an option for every game, which I'll talk about soon. But yeah, which one of these is sticking out more to you, like the most exciting feature?
Probably 120 FPS support.
Really? I mean, I like that feature a lot as well, but what makes that stand out over some of these other ones?
Well, with other games, like the games Xbox One X games that are 60 FPS.
Yeah, they just play a lot smoother.
Yeah, and the fast-paced action, what it says on the Xbox.com site, it'll be perfect for shooters.
Amen to that. Yeah, I'm super excited for just all of the support it could have for shooters. And honestly, I'm right there with you. I always value higher frame rates over higher resolution or more detail or any other visual benefit. I want the high frame rate. So the 120 frames per second support, I honestly don't know if I could tell the difference between 120 frames and 60 frames, besides just knowing that the number's bigger. But even if that's not the case, I think the fact that it's capable of 120 frames means that it's going to be easier for developers to at least hit 60 frames at a baseline. Because that's what I'm looking for, man. I want every game I play, no matter what it is, to be at a higher frame rate. I want every game to be 60 frames per second minimum. And if this console is capable of hitting 120 in the right circumstances, then that means it should be able to hit 60 at all circumstances. Which is, yeah.
Just dropped in a clip from an example of 120 frames per second video.
Ooh, okay.
Which is from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, okay. Hopefully YouTube has a ability to see this.
Oh no, it will.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely noticeable. It looks like The Hobbit when people were talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has that like
it looks like it looks like the whole thing is like with music and stuff or podcasts, you have the option to speed things up.
Yes. That's what it feels like. When I know literally all it's doing is just filling in the gaps between these frames, but it just feels like I'm seeing everything in a weird, fast, slow motion. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's just it's bizarre. It's very bizarre. Huh. So I guess I can notice it. It's just something I don't think about with any type of regularity. But like I said, if games are capable at this frame rate, then I think every game should be possible for 60. And really the dream is, no matter if a developer thinks, 30 frames per second is what the experience is calling for, no matter what a developer thinks on that level, I think it should be possible for every game to at least have that option, have that mode that I can switch on for higher frame rate or something along those lines. Because once this next generation starts, I will know for almost certain that I don't know. I don't care. It's not a power thing. It's a choice from the developer. And I want more games to put that choice in the player's hands rather than just being someone else's hands if we're buying the game in the first place. So, yeah, that's really what I'm hoping for with that 120 frames per second thing.
Just dropped
Yeah.
in another clip of more, but this time AC Unity.
Ooh.
Um,
Okay, and that's literally the resolution my TV or my monitor runs at. So that's probably going to be exactly what I'm talking about. Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. This is actually pretty smooth.
yeah, and it's and of AC Unity of all things.
Right? Shoot. I actually have that on PC. I should see if it'll run at that level.
I
Um
I had it, or I have it on Xbox, and I chose to buy it again on PC.
really? You bought Unity again?
It was on sale.
Well, damn, they gave it away when the cathedral burnt down.
Oh yeah, I think I'd
It
already purchased it by that at that point.
damn. Yeah, that's a shame.
Dude, I have
I've
bad time.
yeah.
I have bad timing. Like, it's what happened with Blessing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. For context of those of you listening, Blessing Jr. over at Kind of Funny, he's been talking about wanting to buy Sonic Generations for years, but he's been waiting for it to go on sale. Then he buys it a week before it goes to 250. Then the week after that, it gets announced for one of the free games for Xbox Gold. So just sucks for him. But yeah, I totally I get that, but so many of the games I own on PC are just because they're freebies. So that's just me because I collect everything because I'm crazy. But yeah, that 120 frames per second feature is definitely something I'm excited for. But the thing I think I'm a little bit more excited for is the quick resume, which is something that we already have now in current generation. But I'm excited for I can't wait for, oh, I'm in the middle, like Metro Exodus, a game that I'm in the middle of right now. I'm playing Metro Exodus. I'm like really in depth. I'm sneaking through some camp. I'm about to take out all the enemies. Someone hits me up. Hey, you want to play Apex real quick? Or hey, you want to play, I don't know, Call of Duty real quick? And I'm like, all right, bet. I can pause Metro, put that in a separate tab, and have that be, paused in what they say, put it into a suspended state. And then I
Yeah,
can play my games of Apex, and then as soon as they log out in an hour or so, I can go back to Metro. Like, that sounds like the dream right there, because it's so, I can't tell you how many times people will hit me up and be like, hey, you're online, want to play? Hey, you're online, want to play? And I'm like, I really don't want to quit out of this game. I'm really like, I'm right at the precipice of doing something great in this game. Or hey, if I'm in dreams, inspiration is struck and I don't want to lose all my progress right now and switch over to something else, like, give me a second. Now that's not a problem. If it's on, well, at least Xbox has this feature. We don't know what PlayStation 5 is doing yet, but that's one of the most exciting things here. And alongside that SSD storage, it's going to be quicker to get back into that game, even if it is in a suspended state. So, yeah, that's like my favorite thing on there. So yeah,
yeah. This whole
mhm.
thing is further cementing the fact that Xbox Series X not only does it look like a computer, but it's starting to sound like a computer too.
Yeah, it's definitely pulling a lot from that PC type of, I guess, architecture, you could say. Because literally what they're what they're proposing with this quick resume feature is basically tabs on Windows, or I guess Windows on Windows. You can minimize stuff, bring it back up full screen, all that other stuff. Hopefully they bring back that snap feature that they had with certain apps like Netflix and stuff. Because, dude, if I can go back, I wish I had an Xbox One when this was an available feature, but if they can go back to having Netflix in the corner while you're grinding in some random RPG, bro, that'd be awesome. People can just binge while they're binging. um, yeah, and some other features here. They have a section called the next generation of game compatibility, and there's some other cool stuff in here that I just want to highlight. So they have they got 3 bullet points on this one: 4 generations of gaming. This is their commitment to backwards compatibility. So all of the backwards compatible games that already work on Xbox One, those are going to be playable on the Series X. So if it's already one of the approved games for 360, it's going to work on Series X. Same thing for original Xbox games, and of course all of the Xbox One games that have been made for the system this generation will work on Series X on launch. And the crazy thing is that includes all of the Game Pass games as well. So that's going to be a crazy good value. Smart delivery is the feature that I've seen a lot of people talking about most in respect to this new story, where it'll let you buy a game once And whether you're playing it on Xbox One or Series X, you will be getting the best version available on that platform, which I think is incredible. Like, I think that's literally, that's what, once again, we're talking more about how consoles becoming more like PCs. This is a feature straight out of PC gaming, where, I mean, if, let's say, I'm gonna give an example in the case of the Saboteur. I bought that game on PS3. You know, of course, 30 frames per second doesn't run that well considering it's a PS3 game, and third parties had a lot of issues with the PS3 when it came to development. I bought that. I bought it again on PC. Runs excellently, like 60 frames locked, no drops, highest resolution I can do. Of course, the game's a little bit older, so there's some troubleshooting to go through on PC to get certain things to work, but it runs like a dream otherwise. And I think that's where consoles are heading and should be heading. Just because, shoot, it makes no sense for it makes no sense for us to do the remaster treatment that we did last generation, where Last of Us Part 1 comes out on PlayStation 3, classic, everyone loves it, everyone buys the DLC, plays the LE DLC, you know, super awesome, everyone loves it. Then the very next year, they release it on PS4, Last of Us Remastered, $60 for the same game. There's some improvements, but it's the same game, DLC and stuff included, of course. When that could easily be a free update to get the higher frame rate on the new console. And that's the case for all these remasters, Tomb Raider, Darksiders. Even in the case of Darksiders 2, they didn't even up the frame rate. It was just the same 30 frames per second on PlayStation 4. So yeah, I think smart delivery is going to be a great idea, and hopefully something that PlayStation copies. And then the final thing that I'm just going to give a shout out to is that Game Pass is going to keep going forward. Of course, Halo Infinite is going to be there at launch, and every Xbox first-party game is going to be there. But you'll be getting more Game Pass games playable on Series X that aren't just the old backwards compatible games, but will be new games coming out as well. So yeah, that's what I wanted to point out on that one. And I will say, Al, you disconnected from the Craig thing, the one that connects you from the web, so you're gonna have to click that link again.
Oh, god damn it.
It's fine. So yeah, it'll just be a little middle section that will keep going, so it's no problem. So yeah, in any case, shoot, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I just think that's going to be a really cool feature. Of course, the Game Pass thing is obvious, but those first two features are going to be really impressive. And smart delivery, I think, is going to be the best thing that I could possibly expect. So which of those three? There's probably only two that are, you know, worth a damn. But which of those three features are you thinking is more exciting? Because I've already talked about smart delivery. So what are you most fascinated with those?
Mine would have to be the backwards combat the four generations of gaming.
Okay, I respect that one too. Yeah.
While at the same time, I do have quite there are some questions I have when it comes to things like games that are delisted, or I'm the bigger one for me. Games that are delisted but I own the digital version of, say, like for example, Telltale games like Tales from the Borderlands,
Darksiders, or not Darksiders, Transformers Devastation.
Transformers Devastation, Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that Deadpool game that they listed. Damn, that was a good game I heard too.
Yeah, I thank God I still have it.
Jeez, I took an L right there. Yeah, there's a lot of those games that are classics from this year.
That ties back to the whole Transformers talk because High Moon Studios, who made the Cybertron games, made the Deadpool game.
Wow, High Moon Studios just got all their stuff just locked away the vault. It really sucks, huh?
Yeah, back before the Deadpool game came out, I was really like, oh man, this is gonna be bad. This game's gonna be horrible. And multiple people, like pretty much the entire VGU staff at the time, was like, it's gonna be fine. They made good games. They have a good track record.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I ended up giving the game a C+.
Oh, okay, that's not awful.
Yeah, I mean it could have been an F, like Aliens Clone Marines.
Hey, there's hey.
But
yeah.
Here's the thing that further proves that scores and grades and stuff they don't mean anything. I gave Deadpool a C+ or a C-, I don't remember, but I gave Walking Dead Survival Instinct a higher grade.
Oh God, Jesus! I'd more quickly play Deadpool than I would Walking Dead Survival Instincts. Because shoot, hey, you're talking about someone who's gone on this show and shown good things about what is it, Prototype 2. So like, my opinions are clearly skewed, but Deadpool, of course, is going to be way better than Survival Instincts, for Christ's sake. Oh boy. But yeah, I definitely feel you there. 4 generations of gaming. That's the
Oh,
thing.
the other thing,
Yeah, go ahead.
certain or no, this something that you didn't mention. The Xbox certain or Xbox One gaming accessories like
Mm-hmm.
controllers, headsets, they're going to be compatible with Series X as well.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Which, thank God, because
Yeah.
like when I got when I got the original Xbox, I got the Day One edition,
Damn.
and
You.
I ended up losing the Xbox. It's the first the Xbox console,
Yeah, I remember you told me about that.
but I somehow still ended up like hanging on to the controller, which is now my PC controller.
Good looking out. Been
And
treating you well ever since, hopefully.
yeah, I've not had a single problem, but
Mm.
I'm just glad I don't have to, or I'm glad that people won't have to, like who are upgrading.
Don't have to get like a whole nother set of accessories.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel you there. That's a really good move, and especially with all the, not just the controllers and everything, but I'm thinking of like the adaptive controller. Like that's something you definitely want to make sure that's supported for, until for the length of the entire console existing, not just each generation. You want that to be a thing forever. So, yeah, I think that's really good. And with them doing this backwards compatible thing, it just makes me so. Here's the thing I'm confused about, because they paused the backwards compatibility program so that they could get everything working for the new console. My question is, once that console's out and everything that works now works there, are they going to continue this backwards compatibility program? Are they going to bring more Xbox original games onto Series X, and by that way Xbox One as well? By that way, well, maybe not 360 as well, because 360 just has it. But I'm wondering how that's going to work, because I can't imagine them just dismantling that team once the console's out. I can only imagine they're going to continue to go back and see what they can bring forward.
I can
Um,
actually answer this question.
mm-hmm.
So what I would do, because my mom would eventually would time or from time to time give me Xbox gift cards.
Huh? Yeah.
So I always got I was a little mad that you can't buy backwards compatible games with them.
Lame.
So I sort of found a way around it. I would turn my 360 on, redeem the codes, and get the games that way.
Hmm.
So every more or less every game, like every original Xbox game that was available, or and 360 game that was backwards compatible with Xbox One, was available on 360.
Hmm. It's actually pretty cool.
So only who knows, once
Hmm.
Xbox One X or not One X, once Series X launches.
Yeah, they could do it in a similar way to that. Kind of a workaround for people, but hey, they still have. I mean, they still have the web portals open for people to buy 360 games online, even though that's a last gen thing. And that's how I bought the original Prey. I actually owned that on 360 because they had a sale. Just click the link on Wario64's Twitter, and there I had it without even opening my console. So, yeah, I could definitely see that being a thing. But I mean, this is Microsoft. They're all about their ecosystem. I think they're gonna have no matter what their solution is, I think it's gonna be a easy solution. I think they're gonna do it in a way where it's gonna be accessible for people and it's gonna make sense for people. Yeah.
Also, this is like a complete 180 from like when details first slipped on the Xbox One back in 2013.
Oh yeah, it's night and day. You're right.
Like you can tell that the real what's it like differentiates Don Matrick to Phil Spencer.
Yeah, certainly.
Like one is clearly a business guy who's there just to make money and make stock go up,
Mm-hmm.
and the other is really passionate about the whole thing, like the whole Xbox program, and wants to see it succeed more than anything.
Indeed. Like, it's definitely a big. I mean, the way I look at it, Don Matrick would sacrifice goodwill for the sake of making a buck, where Phil Spencer needs our goodwill so he can make a buck. Like, he feels that those things go hand in hand rather than being opposites. So I think, Xbox clearly on a clearly on a good trajectory. Um, Honestly, I'm so excited for this next generation because for the first time in a long time, I'd be good with anybody taking home, the crown as far as it goes from public opinion crown or sales, because I like Xbox. I like what they're doing. I'm in their ecosystem now. I got over 70,000 gamer score or just rewards points from doing Game Pass and everything. Loving. I played all of the Gears of War franchise last year. Like, I'm a PlayStation guy still, but Xbox has my heart. Or they're getting pretty close. So, if they come through and they kill it next gen, I'm happy for it, especially with all the stuff they're talking about in this article. They could definitely come through and do it. Now we just need PlayStation to come through and show us something, for Christ's sake, because we're starving.
So
Oh
I
my
just
god.
clearly decided to. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't it.
Uh
I'm basically just looking up Xbox One games that were canceled.
oh. Well, Scalebound's one. Are you
Yeah.
just trying to figure out like what games they could possibly have at launch for Series X?
Well, I remember one like there were a bunch of games like the large amount
Mm-hmm.
were around the system's launch between 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's around when Master Chief Collection came out and some other stuff too.
Like one of them was like an Obsidian role playing game.
Wow, as an exclusive back then?
I'm not sure.
That sounds too like because they bought Obsidian later, so that just sounds like, oh wow, this was so close to happening.
The
I
game was Stormlands.
Stormlands. That sounds vaguely familiar too.
It was a third person action RPG and was supposed to be a launch
That's
title.
mm-hmm. Willikers.
Yeah, it was canceled.
That's
It was canceled in March of 2012.
bro. That's actually pretty crazy, huh? I mean, I guess it makes sense. Shoot, they're trying to make like a lot of weird deals around the time Xbox One was out. Because I'm thinking, what, Sunset Overdrive? They talked to Insomniac. Rise, they talked to Crytek. Like, they were doing a lot of like weird third party exclusives because they didn't have much in the way of like in-house developers, and now they do. So that's one of the reasons I'm excited for next generation, because Xbox is already gonna, or Halo is already gonna be a launch title. Everyone's expecting Forza, and that we know they have so many other developers that it's not just, oh, when's the next Halo, when's the next Gears, when the next Forza. Now they potentially could have a new Fable, if rumors are to be believed, and some rumors of some other new games as well. And we already know Hellblade 2 is coming, so it's just such a brighter future for Xbox, not just because they're doing great, but because there's actually different things that can happen rather than the things you always expect from them. So I'm super excited, man. It's going to be a good generation. And so, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. I mean, we could talk about the superior balance of power and speed, this whole section, but like, actually, I don't know what variable rate shading is, but it has a description. Rather than spending GPU cycles uniformly to every single pixel on the screen, they can prioritize individual effects on specific game characters or important environmental objects. This technique results in more stable frame rates and higher resolution with no impact on the final image. That actually sounds kind of cool. So I guess it's saying like, oh, we're showing a lot of detail on the character, but not a lot of detail on the chest-high wall that they're taking cover behind. Then they can prioritize power on the character model specifically, which sounds cool. That sounds like something that should just be a standard thing in all games, because that's like a really a really interesting tool set. So that sounds cool. The processor is special. I don't know half these words in that paragraph, so I'm just gonna dip away from that. And ray tracing, I've heard of that before, basically just bouncing light off of environments in a more realistic way, where instead of, I don't know how they were doing it before, but now light can accurately bounce off of different surfaces like they would in real life. So all that stuff is cool.
So
Mhm.
I just looked up on Google News Xbox One, just simply seeing what I can find.
Yeah.
The the whole games being able to what was it? Quick resume.
Yeah, quick resume, yeah.
You can even resume games after you turn off after you reboot the system.
Ooh. Whew. That's dangerous. And I only say that because that's how my PC, like the PC I have now has that where it just saves like I think 8 gigs to the hard drive because it's just taking the place of the RAM and it just saves whatever the RAM was doing even when I do a hard reset. Oh my god. If my console can do that, it's over, man. Oh my god, I never have to quit. Literally, I will have Titanfall 2 running in one of those tabs at all times. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll just have that right. I will be strapped with Titanfall no matter what. Oh, dude, that would be awesome. See, here's the thing. If it can do that with a hard reset of the system, would it be possible to possibly keep, let's say I'm playing Jackbox Party Pack or something, and I just want to keep some custom game from Quiplash 2. I want to keep that available so I can go home with it. What if I can save that to the memory somehow, unplug the system, go home, boot it up, and then it's there still? I don't know. They haven't said that's a feature, but I'm just spitballing now. That could be really awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities here. And shoot, this is the type of stuff where I never would have thought of it. I never even would have thought of having quick resume like before PS4 was even here. That's not even something I would have thought about. But now that I have it, I can't imagine life without it. And it seems like a lot of these smaller changes are going to be those types of changes where once it's there, can't imagine life without it. Like in 10 or 20 years, we're going to look back and be like, yo, why did we buy remasters of games twice? Like, why didn't we just get the updates and a patch like they do on PC? Because that'll be the norm at that point. Same thing for what else? They had the other thing.
Looking at you, Skyrim and Resident Evil 4.
Dude, oh my god. I've purchased Resident Evil 4 times before I finally beat it.
To be fair,
yeah.
Skyrim is a game that I don't think people will ever be done with.
True.
Resident Evil 4 is one of the few games that deserves to get remade every generation.
True. At least they do it respectively. They're only selling it for like $20 most of the time. They're not trying to squeeze your money out and charge another 60 like Last of Us did the next year. So yeah, I can't be too mad about that. But certain games, it's like, yo, I like Tomb Raider. I'm not gonna buy the first Tomb Raider again, especially when it's not even a consistent 60 frames per second on the next generation. So like, if I'm gonna get those upgrades, just give them to me in an update and let me play the old one. Let me get value out of the purchase that I originally bought instead of trying to nickel and dime me. So yeah, that whole thing's gonna be great. And honestly, people like Cyberpunk, the Cyberpunk devs, CD Projekt Red, they've already announced that when Cyberpunk 2077 comes out, it's gonna be one of those games where you'll automatically get the updates for free whenever it comes online. If you're playing the game on Xbox Series X, so it's not even something people have to worry about. And honestly, things like honestly, I feel like Fortnite helped us get to this point. Because if they didn't do the whole crossplay thing and made that the norm that everyone should expect, then we wouldn't be here. Same thing with Microsoft and Minecraft. Like, they really pushed that so that it could be crossplay on just about everything. I don't know if PlayStation's looped in there yet, but it's something that having all of the arbitrary barriers getting broken down during this generation is going to make next generation one of the greatest generations, because all of the walls coming down now is something they're doing after the fact. Like, they've already built the consoles to be proprietary, and then they have to take those restrictions out, where these new consoles are going to be built without those restrictions in mind. So it's going to lead for a whole new just a whole new playing field of video games, and it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for it. I don't know if I'll be able to afford it at launch, but
yeah, I was about to get to that, because if I'm not mistaken, it's Sony who's waiting for Microsoft to set a price first.
Yeah,
before they give their price.
that's not. I know they're waiting on Xbox, but like no matter who goes, I still think we're looking at around $500 for these boxes. Like because Xbox has their whole Series X thing, I could see them dropping like a Series S and then that being the $400 or maybe $300 box. But I also feel like Xbox One X already exists and it's already, I think it's supposed to be a $500 box, and then they could drop that down to 400 and then put out the new console for 5. So that's a little bit murky. PlayStation 4 is weird as well because it sounds like it's with Xbox, and now we learned today that Square Enix is going to be doing the same thing where they're not going to be releasing any next gen exclusives for a little while, like at least the first year. So that could lead to, even if these boxes are super expensive, I think this generation is going to be one of the first generations in a while where I won't feel pressured to upgrade instantly. Like PS4 was the same way where I didn't feel pressured until I had a year and a half worth of PlayStation Plus games that I haven't played. So I finally went ahead and got it when it was on sale. But I don't know how long that's going to take on PS5 because between PS4 games likely still being released by that time, PC I'm still experiencing all of the Xbox games on PC, like whether or not they stop coming to Xbox One. I think I'll still be able to get a lot of gaming done just with those old consoles, but I'm gonna be honest, all of this gets canceled out if PlayStation 5 says that it's backwards compatible with 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'm selling it. I don't care. Like I'm selling the PS4 instantly. And honestly, I'll probably sell the PS3 as well if it can play all PS3 games. But we'll see. And plus, it depends on if I still get to keep my PT demo on my PS4 when I transfer over. So time will tell on that. I don't know how I don't know how you feel about it. Do you think the price is gonna be affordable for you, or are you just not like worrying about it and just gonna come back to it around since this generation transition is gonna be so different?
Well, there are two things that will determine the price. One is the whole tariffs with China.
True.
The other is coronavirus.
Damn, that's true. I don't know if that'll affect the price. It might just affect the availability
Yeah,
of
actually, yeah.
of components and stuff. And honestly, that could lead to the consoles getting delayed out of this year. But I don't, I don't know. I don't think the coronavirus is gonna have much of a thing. But like tariffs in China, we'll see how much that's gonna do. Because I still think this is an election year. So for those of you in America, y'all know what that means. So those tariffs might not be around for as long as you would think. So I could see Sony and Microsoft saying, hey, we got these tariffs, but we're going to eat the cost right now because we'll get that money back later once stability comes to the government, which hopefully, if more than half of the country votes this time might happen. So we'll see. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there. I mean, do you even feel like it'll be a priority to upgrade very soon because, these consoles are going to have a lot more life in them, unlike other previous generations. So you think you're going to upgrade within the first year, let's say?
Well, I was an early adopter this generation.
Yeah. Xbox One Day One edition, I heard.
Xbox One Day One, PS4 Day One.
Oh, wow.
And to be fair, and plus, like, Battlefield 4, Dead Rising 3, Knack. But to be fair, that came at a great cost.
Yeah, certainly.
I lost so many comics. I lost my high school one of my two high school diplomas.
Oh man,
I basically lost 90% of my shit. So and then my Xbox One, my launch Xbox started to crap out sort of within a year.
Yeah,
like
the best reliability rate on those original consoles.
Yeah, like I would back when they first started to have like when the Amazon app, like the Amazon Prime app first started on Xbox One. I launch the app, try to watch The Hobbit, and
pitter patter.
No, it would like the screen would screw up, and the only way I could actually exit the whole thing would be to shut off the console.
Jeez, for Amazon Prime, that's ridiculous.
To be fair, this was like 2014, 2015.
Hmm. Okay, I can kind of see. I feel like at that point, the UI started to just chug on those original Xboxes, so maybe it had something to do with that. Just not a forward-thinking physical design for the console, but
And
eh.
I know what I'm about to mention is more of a PlayStation thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of hope that Microsoft has like something like this for the Xbox or the Series X.
Yeah.
A something akin to what Resogun was.
Ooh, like an indie darling.
Yeah, an indie darling that'll sell people on game like on the systems, even though there probably won't be much to play.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's definitely possible. I mean, now that they have Double Fine, they're putting out Psychonaut. I think isn't Psychonauts 2 coming out this year? I want to say.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm actually looked that up. Psychonauts 2 release date. Yeah, I want to say it's scheduled for 2020. Yeah, it's scheduled. Ooh, excuse me. It is indeed scheduled for 2020. So if that comes out this year, I mean, I know that's going to be a general. That's going to be like a every platform game. But let's say they put out Psychonauts 2 this year, and they have multiple teams down there over at Double Fine. I could see Halo and Forza being the main games of this year, and I could see some little cute indie darling coming out from them. Let's say spring next year, maybe even summer or something. I could definitely see them following it up fairly quickly with something to accompany the Xbox Series X launch. So yeah, there's some possibilities there. And also, we got Hellblade 2 coming, as we already talked about. And I don't think the collective has announced what they're working on, nor has well, we know Rare's working on that cute wilderness game. So we'll see what's up with that. That might actually be the ending darling that comes out near launch. I could see that, depending on what that game is. I really don't know the gameplay style of it. And then Obsidian has that like Ant Bully art style looking survival game. So we'll see which ones of those are gonna come in to fill that spot. But hey, that's the point. They got enough studios to make that seem like something can be filled there rather than just, oh God, I hope they make a deal somewhere. Nah, they got them all in house now. So yeah, there definitely could be something for that front. Um, but yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with this Xbox Series X business. Not too much longer to wait. We got well, we don't know when they're actually coming out, but it's the end of February now.
All that they said about the whole thing was holiday 2020.
Mm, okay, yeah, holiday 2020. So that could mean November at the latest, and maybe what September at the earliest, possibly.
Well,
Um, mhm.
when did the consoles launch, like this generation consoles launch? I think November, like early to mid November.
Yeah, November 15th is when the PS4 came out, and Xbox was about that same
It was like a week later.
time. Yeah, it was like a week later. Yeah, one Xbox One release date was November 22nd. So yeah, they came out within a week of each other. PlayStation hit the market a little bit early, but yeah. And shoot, Xbox 360 November 22nd, 2005, and PlayStation 3 was November 11th of the following year. So November seems to be the sweet spot. Right before Black Friday, of course, just in time for the holidays. I definitely think we're going to get it that early. And also, that's enough time for all of the big games that come out earlier in that fall season. And then you end it with the biggest purchase you're probably going to make that fall if you're a gamer. So, yeah, I could definitely see it come in November, which means 9 more months, about 9 more months. And hopefully even less time before we actually get some news on PlayStation 5, and also get some even more concrete details about Series X. So fingers crossed for that one. And speaking of that one will be no, bad segue. We're ending the show now. Oh boy, I tried to make that into something clever. I could not figure it out. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show here. Getting closer to the 2 hour mark and trying to keep these things from dragging on too long. So we'll go ahead and wrap it here. We're gonna go ahead and give a little bit of housekeeping stuff. You'll see pretty soon. Now that I actually, for the longest time, I thought I had access to the Lost Hero Wow. I
No,
did
no, we can't say that
actually.
name. You have to cut that.
All right, I'll cut it. What time is it? In any case, I thought I had access to that YouTube channel, and I did, but I needed access to the VGU TV YouTube channel. So now I finally have access to that. I will be uploading some videos there soon. I'm finally going to be putting those stream segments up because I've cut a couple of them out. So I'll be putting that up. I'm also going to start working on a new intro to use for our videos on the site because, make things look a little bit pretty if we can.
Yeah, I mean we have the gameplay, we have an outro. We just needed an intro.
Yes, indeedy dandy. Yeah, we're definitely going to make that work. So I'll be working on that in the coming weeks. What else do I have? Also, I mean, I've been streaming. You guys can see my streams. I already linked to my dream stream on the last episode. I noticed, because I put the last week's episode up today, there are so many links to so many things in the show notes of that one. So please, if you listen to last week's episode, go show some love to those links. I actually did find that album that got made in Dreams and got put on Spotify. And it's actually a pretty good album. It's called Green Dreams by Green Guy. It's on Spotify. It might be on some other music services, but I've been listening to it there, and it's actually pretty solid. Some nice chill, kind of like chill background music, instrumental stuff. So very good on that. Other housekeeping stuff, things to just look out for on the site. Like I said, Graydon, he's been doing his, instead of calling it App Recap, it's just called The Recap with 2 P's because it's kind of playing off the app name, where he's just going over not just mobile games now. He's going over just all types of mobile apps. So some are games like the icing on the cake game that he talked about here this week, or this month, which I think kind of looks cool. He also talked about other apps like Letterboxd, which is just a movie tracking app, which I love. I've been addicted to that app for a while. And he'll be continuing that format going forward, it seems. So yeah, shout out to that one. Let's see what else we have on here.
The roundtable, or this week's roundtable.
Yes, the roundtable, which I feel like a lot of us contributed that one. 4 of us actually. Yeah, this is between Al, you were on it. Where else?
Graydon and Josh.
Yep, I was on it, Graydon was on it, and Josh was on it. And we're just talking about our favorite licensed games from the past few years, or I guess of all time. And a pretty diverse selection, I'd say. I would think with a topic like that, it'd be a lot of kids' games, but not every game here is for kids. So,
well, mine should not be shown to kids.
Yeah, good God, do not. Yeah, that should definitely stay far away from your children. So yeah, shout out to that one. And also, let's see, We Are the Walking Dead, an Undead Love Letter by Graydon as well. That went up not too long ago, him just talking about The Walking Dead in all forms, be that the game, the comics, or the very popular television show. A very heartfelt one too. It's a deep one. So yeah, that's going to be a good one. And Al, I'll also give a shout out to Al because you spruced up the site just a little bit here. And I don't know if you want to talk about some of the little additions that have been made to the site.
Sure. So one of the things I wanted to do was find a better way to promote the YouTube channel. And all I had prior to this week was a little widget on the bottom of the site, like the bottom of the page. It looked awful.
Yeah.
And I know it looked awful. It's just that I couldn't think. It was just a temporary thing that ended up lasting longer than it was. It should have been gone longer.
Understood.
But I found a new plugin that allowed me to copy some short code onto a new page, and you can now go to vgu.tv/ I want to say videos.
Videos, yes.
And you'll find everything, or you'll find all the current videos from the YouTube channel. I was just about to say it's different. Yeah, it's not just videos, or the title's videos, but the page name is not. It's VGU-TV-on-YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there you can see it's actually like a kind of Is this automatically
Yeah.
updates? I believe, right? That's gonna be fucking a godsend.
And I also, and
Yeah.
then another thing without, or the other one is the VGU Twitch streams, which is basically just Emmett's Twitch channel.
Yeah, yeah, that's my Twitch channel. And like I said, I will be putting the archives of the streams up on YouTube where it'll stay for longer than the 3 months Twitch allows for.
And again, or just like the YouTube plugin, I was trying to find a way to put Emmett's Twitch channel on the site, and Emmett, turns out the message what you DM'd me on Twitter about, like the one you were looking into.
The client ID?
No, the plugin you were looking at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it turns out I'd actually had that one too.
Wow. Great minds think alike, I suppose.
And the thing that just makes me angry is the only way I would have been able to do like the only way I could have done a similar thing to what I did with the YouTube channel, I would have had to buy the pro version of the app or the plugin.
Yeah. Not the greatest thing.
Yeah, I just found an easier way to go about it, and it looks good.
Perfect.
So
yeah.
You can find, I'm sure, Emmett, you'll put links to the pages.
Oh yeah, certainly. I already got them. We got the links to the Twitch stream section and links to the videos. So now you guys can just go just to that one URL and get truly everything that we make now.
Yeah. Also, I kind of figured we should start embracing the whole .tv.
Yeah, kind of incorporate that more around the site.
Yeah, and lastly, something that is going up, but hopefully by the time this goes up, Josh Miller's piece or article on how he would resurrect Game Room. And I read it. I looked it over, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's the thing you were talking about. That's a hell of a piece earlier, I believe, like right before we recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to pop into the preview and check that out before it actually comes out. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on in the world of VGU.tv. So be on the lookout for all of that and more. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm questioning. I'm gonna still be Twitch streaming, so you guys will have my Twitch down there at the bottom, of course. But I'm planning on doing a Let's Play series that I teased for my YouTube channel a long time ago. But I think it's only appropriate that we move some of that Let's Play stuff to VGU.tv. So be on the lookout for that. I'm finally gonna start that soon, and I don't want to spoil it because it's a game that you would say, of course, Emmett will play that game, but you will never guess it off the top of your head. So be on the lookout for that. You look deep enough into my tweets, you'll probably see me say something about it. So yeah, be excited is all I'll say. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I have as far as housekeeping goes. All that stuff will be in the description down there for you to click to. And without further ado, that's going to be the end of the show. Thank you guys for listening to us, watching us if you're on YouTube. I was going to say if you're on Twitch, but YouTube. And we'll see you or hear from you next time we do the show. And once again, this has been Al. What's up, Brody?
Dude, this month has been... I mean, we've only been around for 3 months. But this third month is our best.
Yeah, man. We are definitely hitting on all cylinders, and hopefully by the time they hear the next episode, hopefully there'll be a little bit more exposure on us if this video I'm making that I told you about before recording comes out. But yeah, it can only go up from here, as I always say. So I'm super excited for that. So once again, thank you, Al, for hopping on tonight. And I have been Emmett Watkins Jr. as well. Both of our Twitters are in the description. Just click our names that are going to be highlighted. And that's the show for us today. Thank you for listening to the Players Club podcast, and we will see you next time around. And as I always say, keep it real, keep it trill. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Adios.